Hello, good day to all of you. My name is Blair and welcome to another OS operating system. Today we're gonna take a look into the Linux Mint 22.2, and this is the latest version, the LTS. So let's check out the website first. The website is linuxmint.com, and before anything else, let's try to click the installation manual. So this is the manual. They have the download right here, and the live boot, installation and pre-installation for your hardware, codes and language support, including our system snapshots. So anyway, let's check out the ISO file. Let's click this one. So as you can see, this is the verified using the Linux Mint ISO file. And let's go back to where could download. So the download right here, you could click right here or right here on the Linux Mint 22.2, which is their LTS. So they have the Cinnamon edition, the X-Face edition, and the Matte edition. Today we're gonna take a look into the Cinnamon edition. Okay, so what are the new features right here in our Linux Mint 22.2? Call sign Zara. Well, it is a long-term support LTS, so it will be until 2029. Cool. So there is a sticky note. Okay, that is really good. Oh, the login at the same time is changed. There are some additional blur effects, hypnotics at the same time. It has now the full screen capacity with 2 additional modes. And oops, what is this? Let's load the image, if we could load it. And we also have the borderless at the same time. Like this one, it has a border, but right here no border. Nice, that's cool. Fing width at the same time, which is our finger authentication. You could also include that as their feature. Nice one. Of course, the compatibility of our Lid Vita and much more. You could check it out. Let's go back to our download. Okay, so just click right here to download your Linux Mint 22.2 Cinnamon edition. It is a 3 gigabytes ISO file. You have a lot of mirrors to choose from. If you're here in Asia, we have China, Bangladesh, Hong Kong, India, Indonesia, Japan, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam. So we have those as our download. So let me download this one. Okay, I'll just gonna use the Singapore probably. Okay, let's click this one and just save it. Click save and let's try to open. Now let's go to our boxes. Boxes is actually in the development. Okay, but I also have the shortcut key. Let's open the file. There, Linux Mint 22.2. Okay, let's put it like 8 gigabytes of random access memory, and our storage space probably 50. And let's create this one and full screen so that you will not get confused. We have the bootloader right here, the UEFI. Okay, we have no login yet because we are in the live boot. So let's try to install, and at the same time let's try to change the display settings. We are using 1080 display, and click apply, keep it that way, and close. Okay, this is the installer. Let's continue. English is my language. Then we have our keyboard layout. It's still English, or we could use Filipino English at the same time. And we have the media multimedia codes. Well, I'm just gonna continue that one. And if you have the installation aside from this operating system that is being installed, you have also the alongside if you have Windows or any other operating system right here in the bottom. That's supposed to be right here. It will ask you if you want to install it alongside. Let's click install now, and there is a pop-up that is asking you that everything will be not being able to change anymore. Okay, let's click this one, continue, and I'm here in the Philippines. Let me see if we could like change into Iloilo. If you have, yes, we have Iloilo. So let's try Iloilo City, Philippines. That's gonna be my location. Cool. Let's continue. And let's give it a name for our Linux Mint. I'll be using my brand Rialbbe, and I'll just gonna give like 4-character password. This is just only for my test. If you are using it daily, probably you could also use that like 4 or 6. If you are using 8, that's real like privacy. If you are using it for, you know, a top secret thing. Let's click continue, require login, and let's wait until it reaches 100%. Okay, our installation is now completed, and let's try to restart our computer. Let's click restart now, and of course let's click enter for removal of our medium, our installer. Then let's click full screen again. I'm using the virtual boxes for this test, so you might get confused. That's why I make it full screen. Okay, let's try to click our super secret password. It's just only 4 characters for now. This is for our test. And we have our welcome page. But wait, we need to fix our display settings first. So we are using 1080. Click apply and keep it. Okay, so this is their welcome app. So you could like check it out like from the first step right here, like the accent colors, the snapshots of your system. I could like also make it like minimum every 2 days to have a snapshot, and drivers, codes for your multimedia, update manager, system settings, and software manager, and documentation right here, help and contribution. Okay, let's close this one. Okay, our operating system is now in up to date, so let's try to click this X to exit. And by the way, we still have this one. We could like unmount this one or eject it. It will be clean. And of course, this is now our desktop user interface. So it's just like Windows. We have the start menu right here. and some quick launch application like the file manager, the Firefox web browser, and the terminal. And in the other side, we have the notification area right here from time and date, from the volume to the internet connection, which is, it's actually connected to the wire because I'm using the virtual boxes, and our system that requires attention, and our system up to date. And of course, the whole thing right here is the wallpaper background. When you right click the mouse, you have like the change of background right here, plus the display, which is I also let you see when I change the display settings. So let's try to check out the latest of our desktop wallpaper. So they still have the Linux Mint wallpaper, and they have this wallpaper. Aside from their default wallpaper, they have also some options to choose from, so you have a lot to choose from. If you have some pictures already, you could like also include this one. Okay, I changed the wallpaper. It is much really cool if you have this wallpaper. So that is their desktop user interface and their wallpaper. Now let's try to check out other than the appearance. Of course, we already have the background. Now let's try to have the effects. So you could like change the new windows from the tradition. So themes at the same time right here. So I'm using mix right now, but you could also change the accent colors if you want to. Okay, let's try to add more. So you have all the options right here if you want to have more options, and settings right here, dark mode. Yeah, okay, let me close that one. You also have the options to have like the extensions right here. You could download, like for example, let me see, let's try to look for some wobbly. Okay, wobbly. Let's download that one. There. Wobbly. Okay, how about a transparent? Let's try to have the transparent. And the burn my windows. Okay, let's try to have that one too. And we have this. Okay, let's click apply, like the plus sign. Now we have the able. Now as you can see, this is now the transparent panel. We could like wobbly thing. You could also change the like maximize, minimize the speed factor, and burn my windows. When you close it, it will be like that. Of course, you have the options if you want to close the effects. So either you could like glide it, fire it, or maybe like a TV effect or TV glitch, or maybe portal. Let's try to see portal. Yep, there it is. And when you open, you could like energize it, close it like a portal, and open. Alright, energize. Cool, right? That is their extension. That's their, actually, supposed to be, this is gonna be on the preference, but well, I don't know if it's just okay for me. Okay, let me close that one. And now let's try to look into the apps. So as you can see, we have the quick launch right here. And you also have the categories from the all, application, accessories, the graphics, internet. Well, you could also look into the bottom right here, like web apps. Oh yeah, you could use the web apps right here. And for the office, there's an indication in the bottom at the same time. If you want to like confused with the application, you could like look into that one, like this one, the LibreOffice Writer. It is a creator for the text and graphic letters and reports and documents. They have also the sound and video. They don't have VLC. Let's try to download VLC in a while. And then we have the administration from the software center. We're gonna check that one out to install the application. Preference, places is actually like category for the file manager, and recent. Okay, let's try to install. Let's go to our software center right here. You also have this quick launch right here too. So let's try click that one, and let's try to look for VLC to download it, so that we could like let you see on how to install the application right here in Linux Mint. Of course, this is the first time that we open the software center. It will gather information, gathering the cache, and it will take time, especially if you have sluggish internet. Sometimes it will take more than like few minutes. But after a while, initial opening of your software center or your software manager, it will be quicker to load up there. You could also download your Spotify. Oh, VLC right here. Let's click VLC. Let's try to download. So you have the systems right there, system package. I think it's only the Linux Mint, so let's try to install it. Continue. And don't forget to enter your super secret password and authenticate it. While it is still downloading, we could like go right here and look for something else. If you want to have a Discord like to hang out and play, you could also download that one. We have actually Flatpak. Do we have another? No, it's just only Flatpak. So you could also download it. Blender at the same time, OBS. So they were like asking what are the application that has in Linux, and when I told them OBS is a Linux app, VLC is a Linux app, Google especially are Linux apps, they were surprised. They didn't expect that they're using actually Linux apps already. So let's go to designs. Stellarium is my favorite to have the realistic star maps, sky maps for our stars, constellation, all those stuff. Krita at the same time, that is actually a Linux app, and you have a lot actually if you just gonna look into the application. SM Player is also a Linux app. Audacity is also a Linux app, but it is also available in Windows and Mac. Mix with a triple X for DJ Mixer, it is also a Linux app. Let's close that one. Let's try to check out the VLC. If we have, yes, we have VLC already. Cool. Just like click continue. So that is our VLC. Volume. Yes, and then close. Alright, cool. Nice. That's awesome. So that's how easy Linux and Linux application. Conclusion? Well, it is so easy. It's just basically like the easiest Linux operating system that we have right here in the distribution or distros. It is Windows-like, like Windows XP experience. Apps, it's so easy to look into. Just go right here in the software center or right here in the admin. For your fingerprint authentication tool, you could also use that one, like if you want to add. And but of course it's basically I'm using the VirtualBox, so I don't have any fingerprint reader, so that's why. You could use this as your gain of entry if you have the fingerprint reader detected. Okay, so let me close that one. So this is for ordinary user. I could like recommend this one for all newcomer, beginner to Linux, and even if you are also a expert level, you could always use Linux Mint. This is one of the stable. Let me see if we have NeoFetch. Yes, we still have NeoFetch right here. That is our Linux Mint. So how to shut down? Of course, it's just like Windows at the same time. You could like go right here on the start menu and then click shutdown right here. You have option to have a log out or the screen lock. When you click the shutdown, you have also the option to have cancel, suspend, which is just to make it sleep and restart to reboot and shut down at the same time. So that is how our Linux Mint 22.2 Zara. This is one of the coolest operating systems that I could like always recommend to newcomer. Anyway, if you have some questions, feel free to ask me right in the comments down below. This is Blair, your science, computer, math, and engineering teacher. Bye for now and see you in the next adventure of operating system, exploring Linux distro or distribution. Bye for now and see you in the next adventure. Now let's click shutdown. Shutdown.